What's good, y'all? What's good? So today we looking at IJPY. I'm gonna show y'all how I trade this pair. You know what I'm saying? We do breaker blocks on this pair. This is how I trade it. I don't know about nobody else. We see strong bullish momentum right here, but I want to show you guys a couple of things that's going on with this pair. So right at our reversal area, we see we got these higher lows, and then we got a fall, right? Now I wanted to show you guys, a breaker block and show you what price does when it gets to these areas. So we get this breaker block right here. And as you can see, that's the last bullish candle before the liquidity grab and then the reversal. It takes out this sell side liquidity here. Let me mark this up for you guys. Sell side liquidity, bam. So we see this breaker block forces price to push below and take sell side liquidity, then reverses and break structure right here, showing a change of character. Bam. I want you guys to keep in mind and look at this and see what happens when price gets here. We get break of character, retracement into this breaker block, then we get a big push up, another retracement and a big push up, and we see price run this high. So a lot of people will be like, oh, that's just one example. No, there's more examples of this. So let's just say this was a trade that you got in, right? Let's look at our long position. We would get in this trade right here. A lot of people use stop loss as the whole official breaker block, but sometimes you see you'll get stopped out by that little wick right there, even though the bodies didn't close in there, but price doesn't care about that. Let's zoom in so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So this candle stops right here. We have the low sitting at 87710, and we got this low sitting at 87591. So as you can see, it's a little push below, but that would have stopped you out this trade and you would have missed this whole movement. So that's a reason why sometimes I use my stop loss as the fractal low right here. So if price is at that fractal low, now I know, like, all right, if price breaks this low right here, then we're still bearish, but I'm expecting to look for an entry right here. And if I get an entry when price comes back to this area, I'll take it and have my stop loss set. So the breaker block was right here. We push up. As soon as price gets here, within this breaker block, I'm looking for a reversal. And if you would have dropped time frames, you could have sniped the entry, but let's just say you're sticking to one chart on the day chart. You could have put your stop loss at this fractal low, zoomed out, and look to run these highs. So we see these three highs right here. That's liquidity. That's buy stops resting right here and people looking to sell. So we know that's an area of interest. We got this area too. Let's just mark these up so we can go back and see. So this would have been a TP level. I would have used this as a TP level, and my TP3 would have been looking to swing this high right here, right? So let's say we pull here, here, and here. So to the most extreme, we're looking at a 1 to 4. But if you was able to snipe this and catch the entry, let's just say stop loss right there, this is a 1 to 10 setup. Now I'm gonna show you another breaker block. Let's delete this off right there. Bam. Now you see this wick right here. I want you guys to pay attention to this wick because I'm finna go over something important. Check this out. So remember how I said we like to see our breaker blocks take out, like with this breaker block, we like to see it take out liquidity, then reverse. This one right here, this is an important breaker block. So check this out. Let's box this guy up. It's the bearish candle before the drop. So let's mark this red right here. We see price, this bearish candle causes price to run and take out this liquidity right here. Let's mark that liquidity. This liquidity right here. Bam. It ran that high, an instant break. Now, another thing that I forgot to go over was whenever you see these breaker blocks, you want to see these imbalances beside it because that makes it so much stronger. Whenever you see an imbalance beside the breaker block that runs liquidity, you want to keep that, like, that's going to be a high probability setup. So With this one, you see this bearish candle runs this high, drop. Look right beside it, we see a fair value gap slash imbalance right here. Now, if you're looking to short this, I'm going to show you where you can short this at right here. Let's say after you see that drop, stop loss here, or you could put the stop loss right there at the fractal. I would have put it at the fractal, and you would have looked to run basically, since this leg is a long leg, I will pull my fib and look to trade price. Since this is a bullish leg, I will look to trade price into the discount area. So let's take a look at this wick here. Oh yeah, let me basically go down and show you guys where the TP area is at for this setup here, and how you could have traded this guy. So TP1, if we're trading usual, we're looking for equal lows and stuff like that. We don't see no equal lows, so I would have been looking to trade right here. Now I want to show you guys, something important about this. As you can see, price is falling, but let's look at something. This wick, let me take this off. Running that low would give you a 1 to almost 3 setup. I would have ran it, try to swing it down, but sometimes you got to play the market by, ear. So check this out. A lot of people see this wick and they would have thought, hey, this is news, something happened, which, most of the time this stuff some news will come out, as you can see down here. What was it? Inflation rate come out and yada yada yada, so you'll see the spike. But I'm starting to think that with news just help deliver price to a certain area, because I want you to see this breaker block right here. Bam. Remember, run the liquidity reversal right there. You see the liquidity right there. Let's mark this up. We got sell side liquidity. Price runs that sell side liquidity, instant push up, imbalance fair value gap right there. And remember what I said about that high probability setup. Now after you seen price run that, look where that long wick I was just showing you guys, look what it dipped into. Bam, dipped into this, ran straight up, made an equal high, right? Let's mark this green. Ran into here, equal high. Now a lot of people have said, not looking at higher time frames, oh, it just stopped me out, because people would have been trying to buy on this, and oh, it stopped me out, price just going crazy. Yeah, no, price is not going crazy. Price is doing what it's supposed to do. Dipped into this breaker block, pushed up. If this was a long, let's say you looking at the market and you wanted to long this right here, you would have had your order set, stop loss here or here, TP, swinging for the next high, easy fruit right there. You get a 1 or 2 setup, and if you would have made it the breaker block, you get a 1 to 4 setup with little to no drawdown. Let's go over another breaker block. I kind of went through the market to basically mark these out to show you guys. And sometimes you got to pick whether you're going to use the breaker block itself as your stop loss, or sometimes, I like to use the fractal just because it feels more safer to me. Because sometimes the market can be volatile and stop you out about a little wick, and I'm telling you, don't nothing piss you off more than that. So right there, we see price run this liquidity. Remember what I said, run the liquidity. Right there, runs liquidity, and then falls, right? Imbalance right beside it. We see what price comes up to. Candles close right within this breaker block, but you get the wicks that stop you out. If you was looking to short this, right there, let's say you're using the breaker block itself as your stop loss, the first dip right here, you would have been stopped out because price eventually wicked up here and then stopped right there and didn't take this low. But if you're using this fractal right there, you're looking to swing here and swing, basically swing it till you eat up this imbalance, and then you'll start, pinching off. That's a good 1 or 2 setup. And this is just breaker blocks. We got another one right here. We got liquidity right there. I'll show you guys this. We got liquidity right here. Right there. and we got liquidity right here. This candle here, imbalance right there. Let's see what price does. Box that guy up right there. Let me zoom in so I can make it clearer. Right there. And this is a perfect example of, whether you have to decide whether you're going to use this breaker block as your, area for stop loss, or you could just, if you're able to watch the market, you can wait till price get within this area and then, snipe your entry, drop down to a lower time frame. But this setup right here, if you're just stuck on one clock or one time frame, and I'm just using the day chart, you can use this with any other time frames, it works. So let's say you're using your breaker block right there, stop loss right there. You want to run this high and this high. You got equal highs right here, so you're looking to run that automatically. Wherever I see automatic like equal highs or equal lows at, that's an area I want to run, because I know that there's buy stops right there, or if this was on the opposite direction, it's sell stops. So right there you got a 1 to 4 setup, and if you would have held this, just basically let price run until it hit your break even or whatever. This setup turns into a strong push for a 1 to 20. Now, would you have caught that? I don't know. I'm not even gonna lie to you and say I would have caught it, but I do catch the breaker blocks a lot. There is one more, I think. Oh no, that's it. But yeah, now this is just on the day chart. If you can catch these on the day chart, you know that on the smaller time frames, there's a lot of these going on. So that's a perfect example of breaker blocks. And remember, my rules for breaker blocks are: I want to see price run liquidity, reverse an imbalance or fair value gap right beside it. And you have to keep in mind, if you're not able to actually watch the charts, do you want to use the breaker block as the stop loss, or the fractal low or high as your stop loss? I will use the fractal low or high if I'm not able to watch the charts, but if I got alerts set and I'm able to watch it, I will keep an eye on the market and snipe it. That's the way you do it.